Horizontal meets vertical. The Beanstalk Seed. Here is a short story about a gardener who spends his life arranging everything across the ground until one tiny seed teaches him that some journeys do not lead farther outward, but deeper inward and upward. In the village of Longfield lived a gardener named Eli, who believed every answer could be found by moving from one place to another. He planted flowers in long horizontal rows, travelled from market to market seeking better tools, and measured success by how much land he could cover. If peace is not here, Eli often said, it must be farther down the road. One spring morning, an old woman named Mira visited his garden and handed him a single golden seed. "What will it grow?" Eli asked. "A beanstalk," she replied. "How far will it spread?" Mira smiled. "It will not spread, it will rise." Eli was disappointed. He preferred plants that filled wide fields, so he placed the seed at the edge of his garden and nearly forgot it. That night, rain fell softly. By sunrise, a green shoot had broken through the soil. By noon, it reached Eli's waist. By evening, it climbed above the roof. Eli stared upward. "This plant is growing in the wrong direction." Mira returned and asked, "Wrong? Wrong according to what?" "Everything useful grows across the earth. Roads, farms, markets, relationships. Life happens from side to side." "That is the horizontal," she said. "It is where forms meet, change, separate, and move through time." And the beanstalk? It remembers the vertical. Eli built a ladder and began climbing. At first he kept looking down at the village. He saw houses where he had lived, fields he had worked, people he had loved, and roads he had travelled. "These are my life," he said. "They are the forms through which your life has been expressed," Mira called from below. "Do not confuse the passing scenery with the life that sees it." Higher up, Eli found objects caught among the leaves, an old photograph, a medal, a wedding ring, a teacher's book, and a broken clock. Each one stirred a story. He reached for the photograph and nearly lost his balance. "If I leave these behind, I will lose what they meant." "The symbol can be honoured without becoming your source," Mira replied. Eli thanked each object for what it had represented and allowed it to rest among the leaves. The higher he climbed, the quieter the village became. The roads below no longer seemed separate. They formed one great pattern. Eli noticed that the beanstalk did not reject the earth. Its roots remained deep in the garden, even as its stem rose toward the sky. "So going vertical does not mean abandoning the world," he said. "No," Mira answered. "It means letting every horizontal experience serve one higher purpose." Near the clouds, the beanstalk divided into two branches. One stretched sideways toward a platform filled with mirrors, trophies, and cheering figures. A sign read, "Become important." The other branch rose through a narrow opening of light. It offered no promises and no applause. Eli felt drawn toward the platform. "That path looks more rewarding." "Ask what purpose it serves," Mira said. Eli became still. He felt the familiar desire to be admired, remembered, and confirmed by others. Then he looked toward the opening above. There was no excitement in it, only a quiet invitation. He chose the upward branch. The leaves opened into a small garden resting among the clouds. At its centre was a clear pool. Eli looked into it and saw every person he had met, not as separate characters, but as lights joined beneath their different forms. A voice within him whispered, "True intimacy is not bodies standing close. It is minds sharing one purpose." Eli understood that the horizontal world was not the enemy. Every relationship, journey, role, and conversation could become a doorway when given to love. He descended the beanstalk and returned to his garden. The rows were still horizontal, the road still stretched across the village, and people still came and went. Yet Eli no longer searched each form for completion. Before every meeting, he quietly asked, "Can this serve peace?" Before every journey, he asked, "Can this lead inward as well as outward?" Before every decision, he asked, "Am I moving sideways through another story, or allowing this moment to open vertically into truth?" Years later, the beanstalk remained at the center of Eli's garden. Its roots held the earth, its branches touched the sky, and its leaves sheltered everyone who rested beneath them. Above the garden gate, Eli placed a sign. "The horizontal gives us the meeting. The vertical gives the meeting its purpose. May we sing, rest, and dance our way home together."